Hey folks, welcome to our new FantomWorks Webisode series that's a lot more episodic in nature. Look for a new release every Monday that follows a single build. You'll get to meet the owners, learn about the work that we do at FantomWorks, and yes, you'll go along with the ride as people get their dream builds back. Help us out by commenting, liking, subscribing, and sharing. It really does make a difference in our ability to keep producing content. Now that the preliminaries are out of the way, let's get to it. Justin brought us in a 1971 GMC Jimmy.
Really want it to be a safe vehicle for the family.
Oh, the transmission pan is leaking badly.
Is there anything that's not leaking that may be a shorter list?
The transmission is not really shifted into park, which is a safety issue.
Chris can finally get onto the gear work on the 71 Jimmy now that the metal is repaired. We found a serious safety concern in the initial inspection with our rear differential and drive shaft.
All right, the differential, if you notice that spot weld right there, there's 4 of those. So those are the only things that hold the axle tubes into the differential section. So under hard acceleration or big tires or heavy four-wheeling, it can actually break those spot welds, pitch the axle up, and break this drive shaft right at the U-joint.
I'm just going to relate this back to safety. If all you want to do is drive this truck 35 miles an hour on country roads that are empty, I would say you could almost take it back home the way it is. But if what you're doing is preparing in case it isn't a 35 mile an hour empty road, I would be a little reticent to leave a lot of the things on it, because invariably life always kicks you in the Jimmy when you're down anyway. That could be a big kick, right?
Yeah, that'd be a problem.
The first order of mechanical work is repairing the front axle and differential.
The front differentials are in pretty good shape. It's good enough to restore instead of just replacing the whole thing. It's a Model 44. Those are really good axles. They're worth fixing.
Chris is really our in-house gear expert. If it's a differential or transfer case or anything with gears, Chris is the best guy in Virginia to touch it.
I still got to pull the gears out to get to the inner axle seals to fix those. And after that, I'll give it the once-over and I think it'll be good.
So let me tell you a little bit about what it's like having a film crew in a working shop. Well, they're sort of human beings too, although we're not sure about that. And we all have to get to know each other. And sometimes that means our crew is joking around with their crew. That's especially true to relieve the stress that comes with being followed around by cameras all day long while you're trying to get some work done.
I want you to film this differential that's not going to do anything for 5 minutes. Just look at it. What is it going to do? What is it gonna do?
What happened right there is Audrey walked by a producer telling a camera operator to get a bunch of shots of the differential gears for the Jimmy.
You should lock it, put a wrench on there, and I will literally stand on the table. No.
She's a big help sometimes. I'm changing all the bearings out, including the pinion bearings, before I put the gears back in.
The new Dana 60 is here for the 71 Jimmy. This upgrades the rear end so that Justin's family can take on any level of off-roading with his oversized tires. It's easier to install the rear brakes on the Dana while it's out of the truck.
Because we put the aftermarket Dana 60 rear axle in it, we're running aftermarket brake cables. And aftermarket park and brake cables, that's really my concern, is to make sure it works like money.
If you missed the beginning of this build, you can check it out on our earlier webisodes. Thanks for joining us on our differential episode. Stay tuned next week for more on all the fixes for this off-roading vehicle. Now make sure to do those things, the like, subscribe, and comment below. Take care, folks.
Thank you.